Hey guys, it's Michael from Michael T. Davis Photography, and I'm coming to you today to talk to all you engaged couples. Congratulations! She said yes, he said yes, they said yes. I'm very excited. As a wedding photographer, I love to capture love, and it's so exciting. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about 5 tips that you newly engaged couples should keep in mind when beginning to plan your wedding process. All right, so I've been photographing weddings for almost 10 years now. I've photographed probably over 200 weddings now, and I may know a thing or two. So here it goes. Tip number 1: wedding planning is a full time job. Now, this may sound crazy, but wedding planning is a full time job. Whether you are working a full time job or you're parenting or you're working 3 to 4 jobs, just know that wedding planning is going to take up a lot of your time. So just make sure you carve out some time for that and just be prepared that it is time consuming. All the research, all the bridal shows, all the contacting venues, all the little things that you're looking into, the venues, the dresses, the rings, the florals. It takes a lot of work. So just don't get stressed out. Be prepared that yes, it is a full time job. Tip number 2: budget, budget, budget. I cannot say that enough. Please, please, please sit down and actually think about what are you guys willing to spend on your wedding in total. There's nothing worse than going to a vendor and you love them. You meet with me, you say, Michael, I love your work, you're a great guy, I love your artistry, your attention to detail. How much is this gonna cost me? And I say 4,000, and then you're shocked, jaw drop, because you didn't know what to expect going in. Maybe you only budget 500, maybe you only budget 4,000, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay as long as you have a number in your head that you're saying, hey, this is my range, and this is what I want to spend. Find vendors that you love that are within your range. Please, please, please budget. Weddings are expensive. All the little things add up. The flowers, the rings, the dresses, the favors, the programs, the gifts, everything adds up. So please, please, please budget accordingly so that you can have the wedding that you want without worrying about how much is going to cost you afterwards. Tip number 3: plan your wedding, not your parents' wedding, not your best friend's wedding, not your grandma's wedding. Plan your wedding. One of the things that I tell all of my couples when I meet with them, whether it's through FaceTime or face to face or a phone call, is that please plan your wedding. I understand that you have influences coming from all over the place. You have people who've been married and say, oh, I loved it when I did this, or you should do this. That's all fine and dandy. Take their advice. Yes, do take their advice, but also take it with a grain of salt because this is your wedding. You should plan the wedding that you want, and you should do the things that you want without feeling obligated that you have to do it some other person's way. Because at the end of the day, if you are unsatisfied with your wedding because you did 8 million things that your mom and dad told you that you wanted to do, you are not going to be happy. So please, please take the time, definitely focus on what it is you guys want to do and plan the wedding that you guys want, that you guys dreamed of. Plan it together. Tip number 4: everyone, even you, can benefit from consulting a wedding planner. Now, I know you may be the best planner ever. You may have planned your birthday party, your friend's baby shower, or even help with your best friend's wedding. But the wedding industry is a beast. There are so many moving parts. And we already talked about how wedding planning is already a full time job. There are people in this world which love planning weddings, and that is their full-time job. They know all the ins and outs, they have the connections, they know the vendors, they know the secrets, they know things that will take you a long time to try to figure out because there's just so much information out there about how to do weddings. Wedding planners have the knowledge. Consult a wedding planner. You never know what will happen. And tip number 5. This is probably the biggest tip that I can give you is to enjoy the process. I know that sounds very simple, but definitely enjoy it. Whether it's going to take you a year, 6 months, 3 months to plan your wedding, this is a big part of your life, moving to this next stage. And it is fun. It is stressful. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun to do this with your partner, to go to the bridal shows, to meet the vendors, to pick out your flowers, to pick out your dress, to decide on the colors. This is your wedding, and you should enjoy the process because on your big day, and I tell all of my couples this, and this may sound um, very cheap, but you wake up, you get married, and then you go to bed, and then the day is over. It's a day. So much happens in that day that you should definitely enjoy the process leading up to that day, and you will appreciate that day so much more. So, these are my 5 tips to planning your wedding. Whether you have gotten engaged yesterday or a month ago, or you're watching this and you don't know it, but you're getting engaged next week. I hope that some of these resonate with you. Weddings are a big deal, no matter if you're planning a wedding for 10 people or 1,000 people. Weddings are huge. There's so many moving parts. Hopefully, these 5 things will help you along your wedding planning process. So, again, this is Michael Davis from Michael T. Davis Photography, and I hope to talk to you soon.